y'all are proving somebody like Kanye right. Because Kanye says, hey, Jewish people have all the power, and then he loses everything.
Well, look, the insidious nature of anti-Semitism and these tropes about power is Kanye can say these things. Jews have all the power, they're controlling everything. And if we don't get him, if we don't deal with that, the myth spreads and it takes root. And if we don't get him, the
ADL, otherwise known as the Anti-League, is one of the most influential organizations in America that will probably call you anti-Semitic for saying that they have any power or influence, even though they've admitted to working with pretty much every tech company in the world.
We opened a center in Silicon Valley back in 2017. And the woman who runs it, she's an ex-Facebook executive. I have software engineers and data scientists working at ADL. We're monitoring all this stuff. And we're working with all the platforms, by the way. Google and YouTube and Meta and Twitter and Reddit and Steam and Amazon, all these companies. From like Apple to Zoom, we work with all of them, okay?
I'm glad their CEO, Jonathan Greenblatt, did an interview with Charlemagne of The Breakfast Club because I love seeing what he's really about.
I'll tell you something else. I worked for President Obama. I spent 3.5 years in the West Wing.
He weighed in on Dave Chappelle.
But what was problematic about what he said are a few things.
Donald Trump.
It is certainly true that Donald Trump has a Jewish son-in-law and a Jewish daughter. He has Jewish grandchildren. Like he does. I mean, he has a closer relationship to the Jewish people than any other president.
And Kyrie Irving.
We announced on Monday we're working with the German government because Holocaust denialism and that movie is offensive in part.
Often when there is dissent expressed in the United States against policies of the Israeli government, people here are called anti-Semitic. What is your response to that as an Israeli Jew?
Well, it's a trick. We always use it. When from Europe somebody is criticizing Israel, then we bring up the Holocaust. When in this country people are criticizing Israel, then they are anti-Semitic. And the organization is strong and has a lot of money, and the ties between Israel and the American Jewish establishment are very strong, and they are strong in this country. As you know, they have power, which it's okay. They are talented people, and they have power, money, and media, and other things. And their attitude is Israel, my country, right or wrong, the identification. And they are not ready to hear criticism. And it's very easy to blame people who criticize certain acts of the Israeli government as anti-Semitics and to bring up the Holocaust and the suffering of the Jewish people. And that justify everything we do to the Palestinians.
I want to prove, first of all, I am Jew also. The 12 lost tribes of Hebrew. Do the math. Do your research on it. We have got our culture ripped from us and then told we were just simply void of color, which is another definition for black. But if we knew we were a culture and knew we were a people, the way the Jewish people know, then we wouldn't abort ourselves. We wouldn't shoot each other dead in the streets and then rap about it.